So I wanted to take some time to talk a little bit more about the informative speech and what I will be expecting. So one thing I will do is I will post a copy of the rubric that I'll actually be grading off of so you can see the exact pieces that I'm looking for. But it's all stuff that we have covered in class so far with either your speaking tips of the week or stuff that we've talked about in the scaffolding assignments. So, what your speech needs to have, it needs to be 4 to 6 minutes long. I'm very strict on that time limit. Especially since this is an online class, you can record your speech as many times as you need to before you submit it. So it absolutely must be between 4 and 6 minutes. For your attire, for this speech, you don't need to wear business clothes or anything like that. I expect appropriate attire that you would wear to class. I do ask for no hats because it blocks your eyes, and eye contact is one of the things I'm going to be looking for, and no chewing gum while you're speaking. You want to make sure that your topic is clear and concise, that you can cover it in 4 to 6 minutes. We talked about this already, but speeches that tend to go over, it's because it's a really big topic that you're trying to cover in a short amount of time. If you use a video clip as part of your speech, that's absolutely okay. But the time of the video will be deducted from your final time. So for example, if you show me a 30-second clip and your total time is just 4 minutes, I'll take 30 seconds away, which would make it a 3.5-minute presentation. I'm looking for, in your speech, strong transitions. I'm looking for speaker credibility. So I want to believe that you know what you're talking about. So we'll talk about a couple things to build credibility, but one of the biggest things is telling us why you're interested in this, why you know so much about this, and why we should listen to you. Audience adaptation, really knowing your audience is important. We talked about if you have any unfamiliar terminology, make sure that you're defining that in there so that you adapt it to your audience so they're able to follow along. Supporting material and research is something that is necessary for every speech you give. Anything that you're saying in your speech is what we call a claim, and all your claims need to be backed up by research or basically that someone else has proven your point before. So in last week's assignment, when we did the worksheet, this was one of the things that was in there was for you to list who are the experts in your field, where's this research from, and it's going to be very important no matter what your topic is. I'm looking for a strong introduction and a strong closing. There's another screencast that you can go back and look at that walks you through what makes a strong intro and strong closing. Your vocal delivery, so that is, can I hear you? Can I understand what you're saying? Are you articulating your words correctly? Things like that. How is your tone? Do you seem excited? Do you seem bored? That's all things that go into vocal delivery. Physical delivery is how you are standing when you present. I do expect you to be standing when you present this, and your camera shot should get the full length of your body. Are you waddling from side to side? Are you fidgeting with your hands? How's your posture? That's all things I'm looking at, and I'm looking at that because we know that it shows your confidence depending on what your physicality is like. And then the use of notes and eye contact. So for this speech, you can absolutely use your notes, and I'll talk about that on the next slide. But when you use notes, you want to make sure you look up from those notes and you're looking at your audience, and in this case, the camera. So there's two kinds of notes that you can use. You can use a manuscript or note cards. So a manuscript is basically like a script. It's a fully written out speech, like an essay. So whatever is on that paper is what you're saying. This is a really good option if you are very nervous about giving your first presentation. So if you came into this class and this is a class that you're dreading taking because you hate public speaking, I would really encourage you to consider using a manuscript for your first speech. It still requires a lot of practice, but it's easier to kind of manage your timing, and you don't really have to worry about drawing a blank because you have it all there. It is harder to keep eye contact, though, because every word is written on that page, so you're continuously looking down at your page. So you do want to make sure that you are familiar enough with your manuscript that you're able to look up at the audience and still acknowledge their presence. It is harder to adjust based on audience's feedback. I don't know if this is lucky or unlucky for you with it being virtual, but you're not going to be able to see your audience's feedback because you're not seeing your audience. But just something to remember, if you do give a presentation, when you have a manuscript for your speech, you can't really change it as you go along. And your other option would be note cards. So for this, what I do is I recommend taking index cards. You want to write just the phrases that are going to jot your memory. So you don't write your entire speech on the note cards. It comes off more honest and authentic because you're just kind of using your note cards to make sure you're on track and covering what you need to be covering. You're able to adapt to your audience. If you can tell that they're bored or they might be disagreeing with you, you can kind of change up your style. This requires a lot of practice, just as much as having a manuscript does. My biggest thing, if you do use a note card, always write the number on the note card so you can keep them in order. And I say only write on one side of the note card so you don't have to flip it over. Once you flip it over, it can get really confusing, and I see so many times people losing their spot because they've gotten the cards mixed up. I also think it's really great if you buy it's like a kind of like a key ring. You can buy a key ring and clip it onto your note cards so that way they always stay in order, and that's the best way I would say to do it. Biggest thing with all of these is practice, practice, practice. I really can't say that enough. When you practice your speech, I don't want you just reading through the cards because that's really not practicing anything. It might be getting you familiar with the text, but I want you to stand up like you would on speech day. Use the location that you plan to give your speech in. So if you're going to be in your living room, practice standing in the exact spot you plan to record it. If you are living on campus still, you can use empty classrooms on campus to practice. They make for really good places to practice. And most of the time at night, there's a lot that are open and they leave them unlocked, so you can go and practice your speech in there. Practice in front of people. Don't wait till the day you record it to be the first time you're practicing your speech in front of people. It's really good to have those distractions and to really get familiar what it's like to do it in front of an audience. Spread your practice out over the next week or so. You don't want to just practice the night before. The same with you wouldn't want to study for a class all the night before. You really need to spread it out so you have time to really get better, and it takes more than just one day. I always say go through it about 5 times each day for the next week and you will be golden. When we're thinking about it, 5 times each day is really only about 25 minutes a day. So that's really not a lot of time if you want to include that in your studying. Also, I always give this option to everyone, and I will extend this to you all as well. You are more than welcome to set up an appointment with me on Navigate, and I will send you a link that you can do it through so that we can meet via Zoom and you can run through your speech with me. I feel that this takes a lot of pressure off of you when you go to record it, and it also gives you a chance to get some feedback from me, the person who will be grading you, beforehand. It's kind of like turning in a rough draft of your paper, if you want to think of it that way. So that is not required whatsoever, but if you think it would help you or make you feel more comfortable, I would really encourage you to set up an appointment with me. So for this speech, visual aids are not required. And you can see I have this on from last semester where it says you have to send me your PowerPoint. You don't have to send me your PowerPoint, but this is what I'm going to recommend. If you are planning to use a visual, the best thing to do would be to use an HDMI cable to hook your computer up to maybe a TV in your living room. So that way when you're being recorded, I can see both you and the presentation on the TV. That's kind of the best way to do it. You can also use your laptop and turn it around. That will work just as well. But I want to make sure that I'm able to see you standing and your presentation on one screen if you are planning to do it that way. When it comes to recording your speeches, it's up to you how you want to do it. The best thing to do would be to either use a tripod if you have one, or have someone else record you, because I do need to see your whole body, so you're not going to be able to record yourself. I'm totally fine if you want to prop your phone up and push play and run to spot and then start. I'm not going to start grading until you start talking, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. You can, there's multiple ways. You can upload it into My Classes as a media attachment. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Another option would be to, if you have a YouTube, you can make a YouTube channel, which is obviously what I do for all these videos, upload it to YouTube, and then you can post the link in the assignment box as well. If you have any questions at all on this, don't hesitate to reach out.